that black lady to do in her house by herself with 2 white police officers?
Listen,
guns.
let me finish.
Listen,
let me finish my point.
I'm pausing.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
I'm gonna let you
Let me
finish.
let me finish my point.
So does he have to say it out loud first for his intent to be that, or can his
While he's
intent
a
be that? And he,
Yes, sir.
hey, we back in the building. You did what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. God's in conversation. We in a building.
Yes,
Ladies
sir.
and
Yes,
gentlemen,
sir. We back, baby.
like, subscribe, and comment.
They did not cancel us. They ain't cancel us yet.
Not yet.
we haven't been canceled yet.
Right. We doing
Yes,
something
sir.
right.
We back
The
for
host of
another
the
one.
day, Tantrum here with me, and I got my 2 boys, Thomas and Tony, with me, and we are God's in conversation.
Yes, sir. Got
Episode
the
number?
conversation.
Episode 19, baby.
19. Yes.
19.
Can't keep
Year after
track.
legal.
Y'all gotta keep track.
I mean,
That's
yeah, we
a
lose
good
track.
problem.
We stand consistent. You know what it is,
Good
man.
problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Talk
So
to
we want to start this episode off on a positive note, and then we'll segue into current news and stuff going on like that. So we want to speak on success.
Okay.
And I felt like we could have went so many ways with this, but I'm gonna stick with the ball. We'll probably end up going that way anyway. Just
Go
wanted
every
to
way.
hear
This way,
from
that
you
way,
guys.
this way, that.
Yes, sir. Well, I guess we'll start with you, Thomas.
No, I wasn't raising my hand, motherfucker.
Sound like you was raising your hand, nigga. It looked like
I said this is where it's
it,
going.
so.
I said it's going this way, that way. We going straight to Tony.
I got you this time. Don't worry, I'm gonna get you first.
It don't matter.
But we'll start off with Tony. Actually, yeah, I think for this year, this would be a better idea here. Just wanted to know just your thoughts on, first and foremost, going off of the board. What is your form of overall success in life?
You mean, what do I believe success is?
Yes, because evidently everyone has different forms of success. So let's get on that.
Right, it's different to everybody.
That boy, hold on, before you go, nigga, you look like you about to say something philosophical, bro. This nigga super close up on the camera. This nigga always back here. Nah, go back to where you are.
I ain't trying to be super close, nigga.
It's like that nigga about to say something philosophical. Go ahead, talk to us.
So, guys. Nah. So, like you said, everybody's form of success is different. I believe the ultimate form of success, though, is when you could look at somebody and then tell that what you've done, or you could look at your family and tell that what you've done has impacted them, has changed their lives. That's success to me.
Straight up.
That's success.
Yes, sir. Shit. Hey, I feel like that's the ultimate goal for any man. You feel me? Kind of like we had talked before, about our family members, whether they're present, whether it's an earlier generation or people that have passed before us, I feel like, them being able to plant their seed and, further in the garden, in a better part of the garden, is the ultimate goal. So for us to, pick up that responsibility and push our seed, to an even better part of the garden, for the future, ones we might see, ones we might not, and then ones we know we're not going to see, but just taking on that responsibility and planting that seed, man. Hey, I'm right there with you. That's what success looks like for me.
Yep. You keep it that way, you can't stop. You can't stop.
You can't.
You keep going.
Yeah,
you keep going.
Because there's gonna be generations you ain't gonna get to see. Generations they ain't gonna get to know you, but they gonna know what you did. So it's like it's like that's the thing about us men. Like every day is work. Every day is work, and not just for the present. That shit for the people we really not gonna see. You feel me? We literally have to create most of the time. Anybody, when you do, put yourself in a position of being able to give further down in the generations, you're working for yourself and you're building something. So even, just taking that route is like, man, like the shit is not easy. Along with the shit, everything that come with the good and the bad when it comes to stress and shit like that, as far as thinking further out like that, like, man, that shit is heavy. heavy but light to some real ones.
Got it.
Talk to us, Tom.
So mine is kind of weird. As I was, looking at this question, I thought about it, and it was just so many different answers. I had to ask myself, what is in my personal life true fulfillment and true happiness? And then I started to dwell on that, and that's what kind of made me think of like that's kind of what success is in life. Like if you're successful in life, you're living in true fulfillment and happiness. I mean, there are people who are successful and that are not happy. So I mean, it could go either way, but I'm gonna go on the greener side of the grass with that and just say that success is pretty much true fulfillment, whether that's God's will, whatever you want to do in your life or whatever like that, and just being happy about it. You know what I'm saying? And just like and feeling good about it. I feel like that's true success, not someone who's made billions of dollars and everyone surrounded by him is just leeches and he doesn't want to be around them or he's just bad company and everything's negative. That's not success. That's someone who did it but still has other bullets to take down to be truly successful. So I mean, in layman's terms, to me, I always thought about what would truly make me happy and fulfilled, and that would be seeing my son succeed. I kind of, since I've been a father, I set aside what I wanted for myself, honestly, and it's just everything is just about my son. Like, I was a man that just lived a normal life, but my son was able to live the life that he wanted to live. That's ultimate success to me. That I gave him the morals and the state of mind, the mindset, the toughness, the mental toughness, the wisdom for him to accomplish what he wanted. I could literally just like die with a smile on my face type shit. So,
Cut you off one more time. I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to just jump
go
in.
ahead.
But
Go ahead.
so you don't think that because you said you give your son these things, or you don't think that success will come from you first? Then
In a sense, yeah. In a sense, I actually agree with that. You actually saying it a little better than I did. I totally agree with that. I just worded it wrong. Possibly I do think that just seeing him be successful, to be honest, whether it's through what I taught him or whether he taught himself, I'll leave it there. Like, as long as he's successful and I can see my seed, doing well for himself and him truly being happy, that's my true form of success. And like I said, success could come in so many variations. For example, a crackhead success could be a place of shelter and free crack. I mean, like, this shit could go so many ways, bro.
Nah,
But
straight up.
if I had to delve it into a general consensus, it would be true fulfillment and true happiness combined. So,
Nah, straight up.
and some
Nah,
people are
straight up.
not successful as they want to be, but they're truly fulfilled and truly happy. That's success. You don't gotta be a billionaire if you're 100,000 there. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as you're doing what you love and you're making a living off of it and you're able to spread it down. Um, so that was kind of in the lamest terms of success, which is gonna segue us into the next question we have here. And that is why do people aim so low? In forms of what success is to them or in the form of achieving success. Why do people aim low instead of striving to, be the best they could be or do the best they could do? I'll start with you, Thomas, because Tony went first.
Still my question.
Oh yes, I'm ready. I'm super ready.
That boy hosting.
Right, he's super hosting.
That's all y'all questions. Name my question.
Well, I feel like it's based on a couple of things, and I'll go to the most severe part of, where I feel like where the most effect can have on the individual. And I'm always speaking about our community, so that's what I'm always speak from. So I would say that the main thing would be, I think it's kind of what Tony was kind of aiming at when he was giving you that question was, what better example? It is okay and nothing's wrong with having a healthy living where you're not stressing too much and you're not taking on that entrepreneur role where you have dreams and aspirations of just owning as much as you can. Nothing's wrong with that. But again, I feel like if we want our sons or anyone in our family to want to achieve that, then we should never, and it's settling but at the same time, everyone does have the right to live how they want to live, and set up the generations how they want to set them up. But at the same time, if we want our children to be the best of the best and just achieve everything, why not us show them, or at least strive every day? That way, if we miss it by a little bit and we push our son over the edge, like, "Oh, I couldn't get all the way, but there you go, right there, the cliff right there, you got it," and he pull himself up, whether it's that, he gets to look back and be like, "Yo, he ain't never stopped though, so I gotta go, and I gotta go even further than that." And then there's the situation where, so say a father, he doesn't really strive for, and nothing, like I said, nothing's wrong with that, because that shit comes with a lot. Not everybody's set up to in the situation and things that they're going on to do it right then, and sometimes they don't hop on opportunity then. Sometimes it takes longer. Hopefully they have the lifespan to be able to get there, but if not, I feel like there's going to be a little gap in there where your son or any family member might and I say my son or any of my family members might be like, he got there, I'm gonna use that as an excuse of why I ain't gonna go as hard then. I'm gonna take the little lesser route, and I'm gonna ease up on the motherfucking gas a little bit. You feel me? So I feel like there's always a balance with it, but I would say that would be the first severity level. I feel like, because everything starts at home, of why somebody would like choose the lesser of the, and it's not even, but yes, I would say it because, like I said, there ain't no in between with me. So, but like I said, everyone has the right to live how they want to live. But when it comes to, specifically men in our community, and me just being a man, you would want other men like yourself to, man, keep going. Fuck a limit, ain't no limit. Just keep going. Yeah, it's gonna be some stress, but shit, one day that shit gonna stop. So you feel me? I feel like the stress you take on now saves your family and the generations that you ain't never gonna meet. It saves them the stress. So why not be that motherfucker? If you already got the idea of, I want this for my family, why not take that on, man? The reward gonna be, you know. But then the second part, and I'm not gonna get into it, I'll go straight to Tony. I feel like social influence.
Yep, that was one of the ones that had on my list here. I feel like I'm gonna go ahead now. I'm gonna cut you off.
Of course, cut
But
me.
the environment, the
Yeah.
environment, what you're around, I think you subconsciously put limits on your life.
Yeah, I feel like that energy
Based,
too, like that energy, that negative energy dampers a motherfucker's abilities. Like your
based
superpowers
off of
get
what you
contained.
see
It's like,
and what you see other people doing and what you see them not doing. You subconsciously put limits on yourself. The area that you're in, people are only doing so much. People just think that's the limit. That's the most that we can do, uh, for ourselves in this area type shit. So that's one of them, and then my other one is fear. I think that's the ultimate answer, though. I think that a lot of people are just fail or scared to succeed. And by that I mean, like, some people might set big goals, but realize that the things that they'll have to give up or the things that they'll have to take on is
yeah,
just
yeah,
too much for them to bear. Like, I
yeah.
don't want to
Even,
give
or
up that.
sometimes even fathom. They be like, man, I
Right?
can't.
Yeah, it's like I can't
They
do
get to
that, but
that
I
one
want
hurdle,
this,
like,
and then it's like, yeah, I just don't want
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. Nah,
What
straight
you
up.
think, Tom?
Um, so I'm gonna use my personal reason and apply it to the world. I feel like I can relate to it. So I will say vision or lack of vision. I'll break that down. It's clear as hell that we don't see with our eyes, right? Well, you need glasses, whatever the case may be. But your
Yeah,
eyes are your vision. I believe that success is pretty much finishing something that you started in your head that was just a vision. You know what I'm saying? And this is where creative things came from, like Amazon and
Everything starts
fucking
from vision.
everything starts from vision. But we
Imagination.
wake up every day and we're seeing a whole bunch of other shit. And that's the reason for everyone's failure, just from what they're seeing. I have a parable here. I lived in the Bronx in New York for a few years, which is like one of the poorest boroughs in New York City. Um, and around there, I noticed that there was a lot of like crackheads and like beggars. So if I walk to the bodega, which is like half a block away, I averaged 1.8 beggars one way there, one way back. That's how it was out there. I remember going to the supermarket one day to get some groceries, and I saw a young kid out there begging. Kid looked like a teenager. He was just out there like asking people for change. So I was walking into the supermarket. He was in front, and he said to me, "Yo, listen, yo, you got any money, a dollar, anything? Anything's appreciated." And I had a card on me, so I didn't have no cash. I said, "I don't got no cash." And I kept walking, and I stopped, and I said, "Yo, how old are you?" And I think he said either 17 or 19. I remember it being an odd number. I just can't remember the age right now, but it was 17 or 19. And I said, "Everything is good with your body? Like, you good? You all right?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, next time I see you out here, I'm gonna let you know what jobs is hiring." And I realized at that moment, like, yo, like, it's just monkey see, monkey does, monkey do. Like, he could have literally had a vision. I'm about to stop. He could have literally had a vision, but it's because what he's not paying attention to what his eyes are not showing him. He's paying attention to what he's normally seeing. So if you don't see the vision and you're just going off what you're seeing in the everyday life, you'll aim low for your form of success. How can I make some money? I'm gonna go outside and beg. That's my point. So I think that a lot of people aim low because of the lack of the vision that they don't use their eyes with.
That was beautifully put.
It was for real.
Hold on.
I just wanted to cut you off for a minute.
Yeah, he's going to time out. I'm like,
yeah, I just wanted to, I had a question there.
This whole look is different.
I just needed to know, did you walk away from this kid or did you go back in the store and buy him some candy or something?
No. I never saw him again after that.
But you walked away from him? That's rude.
Walked away from him. No, I
go back in the store and
listen.
Life go on.
Listen. That he didn't look like he was starving. Like a bum.
He's so serious, yo.
He didn't know. No, I'm saying.
He didn't look like he was starving.
When I saw, he didn't look like he was in need of.
Did he lift his shirt up like, see my ribs?
Nah, he wasn't out there in Jordans, clean Jordans or nothing, but he was just out there just asking for, asking people for change or whatever. I don't know for what. We never know for what when they're asking, but it was just like, yo, this is too young. You got so much potential. Like you can't even buy alcohol yet. Giving up on yourself already. I knew it was a poor mindset over everything. And like, actually, when I walked out that supermarket, I didn't even see him after that. I think I would have probably just given him a grocery or something like that, and just giving him a word too. Like that's how I when I see homeless people, I'll give them like a dollar or $20 bill, or whatever, and I also give them a word. I'll tell them something that hopefully sticks with them, and I know it's gonna be worth more than that money I'm giving them. You know what I'm saying? But
not straight up.
Yeah, but yo, like, like so many people, like the dude Nikola Tesla, whatever his name is, like his vision with that. It just seems more innovative, even though like there were electric vehicles before him. The way he did the branding and everything was a part of the vision. That's just the ultimate form of success. So yeah, people really just aim low because they just not seeing that third eye ain't working.
I like your take on that.
Nah, straight up.
And that could go into so many fucking reasons, but I feel like it all boils to that. Boils to that.
I ain't never seen no homeless children. That'd be crazy. That'd be different.
Because you can't
by themselves.
You can't really like.
That's a fact. I don't think I ever seen that either.
Yeah, not by themselves. That's different. That's like in LA or something. Probably in New York too.
That's why I asked him, like, yo, like, you alright? Like, I didn't see him in a wheelchair. I didn't see him his arm for nothing. He just standing out there, just asking, yo, I ain't gonna find.
Ain't nobody at home.
To buy some weed or some shit. I don't know what's going on.
He probably had a home. He just ain't nobody was there, so shit. He was probably hungry and shit.
Give him some money, right?
Nah, straight up.
To be doing that. That little nigga could have worked for the supermarket.
Yeah.
He could have got
shit. You never know what he had at home though. Probably got some those sisters or brothers and shit or sons. Shit, you never know.
That he trying to feed or some shit. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. I mean, we could come up with so many ways.
Yeah. But just that perspective, man. Now, that shit was deep.
Yeah, like that was. It wasn't hard to see. It was just weird or unique in a way. Like, I just it's always adults. It's always grown ass men or grown ass women, and they might have a
Mm-hmm.
baby with them. But to see a teen out there just standing there, not injured, able to speak well, it was just like I seen. I'm like, yo, and I didn't even live in that neighborhood. I grew up in a different city in New York my whole life. So for me to transition from there to there, like I was noticing shit right away. I was not a part of that growing up. So that shit was like new to me. Like the little niggas I
Yeah.
seen in my neighborhood, they needed money. They was just robbing someone. They robbed a Chinese man. Or like they're gonna do something. They're gonna sell weed or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're gonna get like a bullshit job or something like I mean, just to see like a kid out there, same age, just that shit fucked me up, yo. I ain't gonna lie, that shit
Nah, I can
fucked me
tell.
up.
I can
So
tell for sure.
sometimes, like whatever you're seeing is the main reason why, because you don't know no better.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Programming,
we spoke about the
programming, man.
curriculum. Yeah, we spoke about the curriculum in school episodes ago. Like that could be a part of it too. Like they don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
no better. They
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know no better. You know what I'm
yeah.
It's
They
saying?
not
they
just
So
know it.
school, it's life, it's parents,
Yeah,
and everything else that
it's
the
programming.
that's
It's
environment.
around.
programming. It's
Yeah, the
really it's
Mhm.
overall
environment.
It's just
programming.
programming, yeah,
Yeah,
Because to have success, you have to unprogram yourself. You have
and
you
then
have to learn and you
reprogram
have to
yourself.
unlearn. And I'm
Hmm.
still in that phase. I've been in that phase 2 months to make 4 years. 4 years, and I'm still at the halfway mark. Because it's just like I didn't win 30 plus years of learning how to do things a certain way. How the fuck I'm gonna just
yeah,
wake up and just do something different? Like this shit feel weird what I'm trying to do. This shit feels mad uncomfortable. I feel like I'm doing something stupid.
yeah. Nah,
You
most
know
of the
what I'm
time they
saying?
say
Like
like
that
shit
shit.
to correct anything, like to correct something like a habit or something. Most of the time it takes twice the amount of time. Shit, depending on how much effort you put into it. So shit.
And that shit is
Hey,
stressful. That shit is stressful. And I heard y'all talk
yeah, yeah.
about the stress in gaining success. But there's stress and failure as well. So which one is harder, success or failure to
You go
live
ahead,
with,
Um,
Thomas.
or to cope with,
um.
or to maintain? One or the other.
I feel like success is always gonna be harder, you know. But again, it depends. You know, it's always gonna be harder, only because with success, it's not failures. It's just you're going to learn. You have to if you want success, you have to be open to learning. You have to be somebody that loves learning because that's what's going to happen and that's what it takes. You can't you can't not know something and then just jump there and expect for it to either last or for you to get past that. You know, with everything in life, you have to learn. And then with learning outside things outside of you, then you got to learn about yourself. So you got to be open to to critiquing yourself on a daily day basis on things that you can improve. So with failure though, I feel like when people take on lessons as failure, I feel like they've switched it to a negative perspective. So now they not only have to battle themselves, but now they got to battle the world that's already going up against them and making it harder
Mm-hmm.
for them. So uh and that can come with a lot of things, being comfortable and, allowing the influences from the outside world to, dictate your limits, allowing where you grew up or, your family that you have to, put doubt in you and just everything else to give you excuses. Um, but it's way harder. It's way harder to succeed, man. And anybody who's striving for success knows that because we always learning every day.
That's where I disagree with that one there. I see where you're
Right.
coming from, but I feel like it's harder to fail. And the reason I say that is because I know what I want in life. I know what I want to achieve, and I know, or at least I feel like I'm the only person in my family that's going to be able to get there. And because of that, it's like I'm conditioned, or like Tone was just saying, I'm programmed. It's like I can't not do what the fuck you know what I'm saying? It's easy for
This
people
nigga's at the
that want a
finish line of
success.
reprogramming, y'all. Take notes. Pay
It,
attention.
it's
This nigga's at
it's
the finish
easy for
line.
people that that are trying to go. It's easier for them to quit if they're trying to aim for success. It's easier for them to quit. You know what I'm saying? So most people that aim for success, they don't always get to success.
Yeah, but
Most people,
again, I feel like there's a difference between failing and you know, in a lesson. I feel like when you ultimately
Right.
decide that you failed,
Fail is giving up completely.
yeah. So I feel like with you, I don't feel like you disagree. I feel like you've just wired yourself like men do. You know, when you get your shit locked onto success, you just switch it to the positive. Like you don't see failure. It's not part of you because
Right. It's not a
it's
real thing.
lessons. Yeah, it's lessons
Right.
for you.
You
So
just take the lessons and keep moving towards success.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
take the lessons that come with it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
anybody that's, you know, pursuing success and they quit for a moment, that doesn't mean that they're not ever going to go back to it. So I wouldn't
That's
say
true.
quitting is
That's
failing,
true.
you know, because a lot of people step back and say, "Hey, I can't do this shit right now, but I'm gonna come back to it though." You feel
A
me?
lot of people also take that mindset or that route right there. Hey, I can't do this right now. And a lot of people don't. I'm going to come back to it. And a lot of
Mhm.
people just don't come back to it because of how hard it might be or how uncomfortable it might make them feel.
Not for
I feel
sure.
like it's just
Not for
easier for
sure.
people to say they want something and then give up completely
Yeah, but
because
you
it's
know,
really hard to get it.
but we know that there's a difference between people that want success and people that say
That
they
say
want
they want
success.
success. Yeah, that's different.
People
Yep,
that
that's
know they
completely
want
different.
success and say they like
They
they
can't
actually
fail.
mean it.
They
That
can't fail.
yeah, they can't because
They don't give up.
it's a drug. It's a drug to you. You
Hmm.
feel me? You can't, even if you stop doing it for a moment. You eventually gonna pick that shit up or
Right.
attack it at a different
Some
angle. You gonna
fucking
figure
meth.
the shit out. You Yeah, you gonna
That shit
figure.
is meth.
Yep, that too. I'd be watching people. They be like, "All I It's the dude. I'm pretty sure he's lying on Instagram, you know, TikTok. He's like, I just do meth a little bit. Like he's saying it like it's regular shit. Like I just do a little bit. I knock some workout and like being serious. Um, but yeah, I feel like it's easier for people to. I mean, I feel like it's easier for people to fail. Like I don't think it's easier for people to.
But
No,
it's a
yeah,
mindset. It's a mindset. Like it might be easier to fail, but if you take that fail as a if you take that as a lesson and don't give up, then it's not failing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It's just a learned lesson. I feel like failing is just completely giving up. Hey, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like that's easy as hell. It's
yeah, yeah,
easy for me to just be like, well, I don't know if it's easy for me. I'm gonna need to do something.
yeah, yeah.
But
No, straight up.
it's easy for people to be like, yo, okay, I want to start this business. Okay, I'm doing this business. Fuck this business. Like, fuck
Yeah,
this business. I'm gonna go get a job and work a job. It's easy for that. To want something and then quit. It's much harder to be like, I want this. Oh, it's not bringing me no money right now. It's not doing this. I'm still gonna stay at it. Oh shit, it's been a year. I ain't did shit with the business, but I'm still trying to work on it and build it up.
hmm,
That's much harder. That's much harder because there's no reward.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
At
yeah.
least,
So
yeah, that's how I feel.
yeah, I feel like we disagreed. I feel like we
We
disagreed.
agree.
Yeah. You tell
Hey.
me, Tone, did we just agree or disagree? I feel like we just agreed.
No, y'all both agree. Y'all just said the same thing two different ways.
Two
Yeah,
different
yeah.
ways.
I'm gonna
Yeah, that's what
chime
I
in.
was feeling. That's why
My
I
answer is y'all said the same thing though, pretty much. That
yeah, yeah.
ass. Um, I feel like both of them are equally as difficult. I'm gonna explain why. I agree with y'all. Yes, it's harder to be successful than it is to easily give in and be a failure. I agree with that. I'm thinking on the depths of dealing with success slash dealing with failure. Um, I feel like
Who's
they're both.
happier?
I, I feel like they're both hard. Like I've seen people who found like small forms of success and like, oh, I did this. How can I do this 10 times? How can I do this 20 times? I see them scrambling, gambling. I mean, they're so motivated, which is a good thing. But I've seen them get lost in it. I've seen them lose their way. I've seen bad things happen to them too, or they do bad things to cut corners to keep that dopamine feeling of success. I've
That's a
seen them
person.
like I see it, but this is a form. This is a part of success. But I mean, I'm covering more than one aspect of it. Like I've seen people do something successful once, and then they're fabricated the next two, three, 4 times they found another form of success. How do you go to sleep at night? How do you feel? How do you look yourself in the mirror, and how do you feel within knowing that you're like lying to people and just like deceiving people on the form of success you
That's
have? Now
That
this
you
is not
changing
every
this
form of
the
success.
topic to moral. You're talking about the morals of a person. Not everybody has to uh do fucked up things to people in order to
Like
be
bad
successful.
business
Exactly.
doesn't have to be
Some
bad
people can have
business.
great. Yeah, some people could do good business. Some people could do bad business. So I'm talking about like success is obviously a good thing. I want to acknowledge the negative forms of success since we've already spoken about the positive. I just want to cover all sides of the board on that. Success is a good thing. You obviously accomplishing your mission, your dream, your vision. But some people go too far. Some people get swallowed up in that. Not everyone. Some people
Not
stay
for
true.
sure.
Some people, but and
Not for
I've
sure.
literally
Yeah,
seen
people
it
that
with
chase
my own
material,
eyes.
people
Yeah,
that chase materials and lose focus on why they
exactly.
doing it. That's why it's always important to remember
I seen
why you
someone.
doing it.
I seen someone come home from
Mhm.
jail to a
That's a
million
fact.
dollars, and like his whole like he was kind of the same way he was before he went to jail, but when he came back, he was even more treacherous because it was just like, how do I keep doing what I'm doing to get another million? Like
The
it's
mindset
just
never changed.
the
You didn't
mindset
earn it yourself
exactly,
to understand.
Hmm.
exactly. So and I say that they're both is equally difficult. Obviously, I choose to deal with the difficulties of success and failure. On my end, I'll make that clear right the fuck now. But me being the overthinker and too open minded, you know, dealing with failure is just as hard. You got to wake up every fucking day knowing you lost the battle the day before, knowing you're not doing what you truly want to do, knowing that you're fucking at a place in life that you don't want to be at, knowing that you're not doing things you truly want to do. Like I didn't see motherfuckers lose their fucking mind off of that, their whole mental health off of that. I feel like, me through what I've personally experienced in my life, I've seen how both sides can be very difficult. So I'm deeming them 50-50. I'm not even choosing a side there. I've seen the best of the best and the worst of the worst in both of them shits. So, I feel like balance on either side is the most important thing.
A person with your morals, do you believe that it is harder to become successful, or do you think it's harder to fail? A person with your morals.
No, I know. I thought I answered that. I made it clear, but it's definitely harder to succeed. I mean, everyone fucking be successful. Like I said, everyone has different forms of success. But if success was that easy, it would be more entrepreneurs than workers.
Now the thing with
That
success
right there.
is you never give up. Like if you choose to succeed, you can never give up. You got to keep going and going and going and going, no matter how hard the shit gets. You
Hmm.
have to keep going, and that's why I say failure is harder because to succeed, all you got to do is keep going. All you got to do is keep going. But to fail, it's easy. You just give that shit up. But that shit harder for me.
No,
That shit
straight
harder
up.
for me.
Nah, straight up, straight up.
Yeah, so you see what
That
I'm
shit.
saying? Like, like that shit is tough, bro. Like, I've heard a quote before. I was gonna save this for the end, but I'll say it now since we're on topic. Success is hard and failure is hard. Choose your hard. Pause. But yeah.
I knew it was coming. I knew
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
gonna say
So
pause.
so being that we're talking about like success and failure and shit like that, fellas, people normally choose the easy route, like we stated earlier. People would rather go for jobs and fight for that vision. They don't have to think about the vision. They just got to think about what they got to do at work, and they get their check. They go home, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But in certain businesses, things tend to go down before they really go up. How do you deal with that moment or that transition before you actually hit that home run, so to say, or that big win, so to say? Like, how do you stay motivated and keep going, even though you already slipped and you got to keep getting up? How do you naturally navigate through that, and like why?
I could tell you, for me, I just look at what I want, and for me, that just makes it easy. I look at what I want. I know what I want for my family. I know what I want for myself. I know what I want for fucking everybody, And I feel like I'm the person to change that. So for me, I don't really need no motivation. To me, it's just get up and do what the fuck you need to do because this is what you want. Uh, yeah, that's my answer.
Now I feel it. Straight to the point. Not straight to the point.
I like it.
Shit. I feel like what's important for a lot of people that get on that journey of being successful, no matter whatever it is, your success looks like. Uh, we'll just speak, you know, on the American, typical
What
version of
success
being
is to
being
everybody.
yeah. So
Whatever you believe the success is.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I believe like what's important is, and what I always get a lot of people back to back on track and making them remember where they why they're doing what they're doing on this road to success is you know embracing the milestones, man, setting little goals for yourself uh every day on all type of levels, personal level, business level, and create that pathway. You feel me? You have to do it brick by brick, but first you got to start with pebbles. You got to break them bitches down too. Get you some goddamn cement, and whether you use bricks or you just lay that bitch out slower. It starts with the little things. So embracing those, you know, and actually being in the moment of those milestones, keep you motivated, and even if you ever do veer off, shit, you got a lantern right back on that road. Like, hey, I know it. I got to get back over here. I'm tripping. Let me get
Hmm.
back over here. So I feel like
Gotta be aware.
be yeah, be aware and be present of the good times. You feel me? And when things do go, take a dip, learn. If you're always learning, you're always winning. So all the little monetary things that go up and down and fluctuate in life, and people that come and go, and things like that. Yeah, it's going to have some effect, but as long as you're learning, you're always winning. So and time has a way of repeating itself. So when that opportunity comes back around for you to use that knowledge that you've been taking all the motherfucking hits. And like we said, in order to get successful, you have to learn. You have to know what it feels like to go down in the business. And it's better to start off when, on a smaller level where you don't have employees, where now you take a fucking hit for the first time and you scrambling and you gotta dish out more money for people to help you because you have no fucking idea what to do. So it's like, and that's why I feel like it's also, for our people, it's good to get out there and learn. Get out there and fuck up. Fuck up
Right.
with
Get out there and
communicate.
fuck up.
Yeah,
Right.
fuck up with communicating with
Create
people.
problems.
And as long as it's not harming people physically or you fucking over people, get out there and fuck up, learn, and it's get out there and fuck up, and all you're gonna do is learn,
All you're
even in
gonna
the
do is
worst of
learn. Yeah.
times. In the worst of times, you're gonna learn, and when time comes around for you to be up, you're gonna be up, baby. Straight up.
Yes, sir.
Word, word. I want to piggyback off of that. That's kind of I'm gonna piggyback that in my answer, Thomas, because I like the way you worded it. Yeah, I believe that when you decide to go a business route, you already are a success. It's so hard to just even have a mindset or belief that you can do that in today's world, where they train us to be consumers slash workers. Get
Straight up.
loans, pay them off, get a bank's interest, X, Y, and Z. So just to develop that mindset, even in the smallest form, is just a small form of success.
Straight up.
I believe that the downs, just like Thomas said, is just an opportunity to learn or evolve. Like, and it's okay to fuck up, because at the same time, that fear of fucking up, it's like getting over it. It's like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
wanting to it's like wanting to be the toughest guy in the world, and it's like, oh, but what if someone kills me? If you
Right.
ain't dead,
you
if you
won't
ain't
ever get
dead,
tough.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's a bad parable, because if someone will
No,
kill
it's
your
not.
ass, your life will be
Shit.
over.
Right.
Yeah, but
But
if
in
you do,
business, it
but
don't
if you
work
do
that
all
way.
the training and shit, and you never have a real fight, nigga, how lethal are you? How
Yeah,
protective are you of you
and
just
and if
yourself?
you and if
How
you
would you
So
lose
know?
that fight, it's a learning experience. You
yeah,
you
yeah.
ain't dead. You got another opportunity to bounce back. Thank you for helping me, because I was thinking about motherfucker just dying.
Nah,
But
nah.
thank you,
Got you. I got you now.
thank
Straight
you,
up.
man. I got too much trauma in my life. But dead ass, dead ass.
Nah,
So it's
straight
like
up. Yeah, man. You get
it's
the
just it's just like it's like whatever you're scared of, whatever your biggest fear is, once you embrace it, what else you got to lose?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then after you halfway got that answered, what else do you have to gain? your mind to explode with you focusing on the potential because you already done took the slip or the fall. And I mean, you got up before the 8 count, you can still fight. So, I just,
Mm-hmm.
just keep going, even if it doesn't feel right, even if the tunnel feels dark, keep going and embrace that uncomfortability. And like you also said earlier, is the milestones. Just always try to be a little better than what you were the day before. It's not about comparison. Everyone is not in the same predicaments. Always go against yourself. If you had one big win in a month, just focus on getting another win. And just keep that mindset going. You know what I mean? And whatever small steps it took you to get that win, dissect it and celebrate those as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you're building yourself up. And that's the true form of success. Just, building yourself up.
We got a talking tone today.
Yes, sir. That boy hosting. Yes, sir. No red light for you. No red light. Keep going.
Stretch it out a little bit too. Don't forget, we gotta stretch it.
Straight up.
We don't got that much on the board today, so we gotta do our due diligence, fellas. It's working. It's working.
A good in between intake.
Right before I was going to shout out our two sponsors today. Perfect Time and Property Solutions, Saving Homes and Saving Lives. And our second sponsor, Elevation Credit Solutions, Changing Credit, Changing Vision. I'm sitting there coming up with slogans off the rip, but I'm shouting out.
Nice, straight up.
Nigga on
Make
fire
sure you
today.
like, subscribe, share. I mean, this is like the big bro you never had in the building. I mean, this is like the conversations you probably never even had. Like, share for your bro. If you got one of your bros any there, just make sure your mama,
pass
your
it
girl.
On to him.
I mean, your girl understand your vision. Let her hear 3 niggas breaking it down so she can shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So now I want to
I'm co-signing everything you say.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. All right, fellas. So we got one more thing on the board. Let's get to it. Let's really dissect this down.
Before we go with that, I just want to say, bro. even what you were saying, like just telling people, I'll probably say it again, towards the end as well, as far as like my little lesson or whatever, or gym for. But like you said, like taking on them lessons, take them on. You just condition yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually just to take anything. And the next time you come across that shit gonna be none. You get no's. Embrace them no's, embrace all of the fucking doubt, embrace it all. Because when the next time when you hear it and you up, man, you're gonna be able to avoid it. It ain't gonna be shit. You're gonna laugh. You feel me? So embrace it. It's kind of like poison. So shit, take a little bit every day and shit. One day you'll be immune to that shit. Ain't nobody gonna be able to do shit to you.
Survive that shit. It won't break you. Like that.
Nah, straight up. Go ahead, Tom. Keep going. Let's go.
So, fellas, man, I kind of didn't even want to talk about this, but you know me, I like to just keep our people aware. I hate having these conversations and stuff like this because these could be emotional and shit like that. But I like I said, I just want to keep our people aware. And
well, you talking about Hulk Hogan speaking at the Republican thing?
Nah, not at all, man. Not at all.
Got you. I'm about to say we got to.
If we got some time, we can jump
boycotting.
into that afterwards.
We boycotting Hulk Hogan. I thought you was talking about that because he out here going crazy, ripping it. Wait, go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm kind of glad I didn't see that, but
that's the next episode. My bad. Go ahead.
I wanted to talk about Sonya Massey, her death. Like I just woke up one day and it was just on social media, and me as as a grown black man, I'm really just tired of seeing this. It's becoming almost like a trend, even though it's been a pretty big gap since the last one. And I just thinking to myself, like, like what's happening in this world that like black people could be killed by police and like nothing happens. And then me being an overthinker, I thought about like how police treated black people back in the day and slavery and shit like that. Like initially, like they weren't even fucking like stopping people from breaking laws. They was just really formed to like have more power and just do what they do to black people. Obviously evolved into like law when things got more equal and rights and shit like that. But the shadow of its original essence is still in today's world, fellas. And I just wanted to know, like, you guys' take on that. Like, that could be our older sister, our auntie, our older cousin. Just, just our takes that, people of our melanin skin tone is like their lives are not really important these days. And I want to hear from Tony first because he's more
Nah,
spiritual
don't
here.
do me first. You don't want my
Nah.
opinion first. That
I
bitch
just
might be
can't wait to hear
reserved for
your
a
opinion.
minute.
Period. I can't wait to hear your
He
opinion.
says it's gonna
Period.
be reserved.
Period. But go ahead, Thomas. He wanna be
Um,
reserved. Let him be reserved.
man, I feel like it's always a tragedy, when anyone passes, and it's too early. I feel like the only people that you know should be put down are like people that mess with kids, and people that traffic people, and people that mass murderers and shit like that. I mean, the wicked of the wicked. Uh, you know, there are sometimes when murders occur and the person is young. I feel like there is. I feel like people should be given a second chance, but then again, I feel like if it was my family member, I feel like just let us torture him. They should. I feel like they should bring back torturing, and I feel like that'll make a lot of motherfuckers say, you know what? I
Right,
heard
that
they
changed
just
a few
they,
minds.
they just chopped the niggas toes off, and made them do some ballerina on lime juice and salt. I
Right,
don't think
right.
I don't think I want to commit this crime. I don't. It's not that serious. I feel like bringing torture back would scare motherfuckers. Fuck sitting in jail. We ain't going. Nah, you ain't getting life. We gonna do some fucked up shit to you. And I feel like if it's done to a family, I feel like the family should get to say, and they should be able to dedicate one person from their family to be the person that actually does the torturing. Like, so
This
and
nigga
it's I'm
shit.
just, but then
Evil shit
again,
for evil people, though. It's
yeah,
fair.
and I
I
feel like
like that.
we not gonna take your life. We're not gonna take your life. We
We're
gonna
just gonna
we gonna
pinata you.
yeah however we might stuff candy in your ass and turn you into a pinata. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever the family
I don't
wants to
know if I'm
do.
putting no fingers in nobody's
I
ass.
mean, it
I
doesn't
don't
have to
know.
How
be.
I feel
Strict
I
about
mean,
family
that.
awarded
it,
that shit.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's put Kit Kats in his asshole and
I,
burn him alive.
Hey, I'm pretty sure they ain't gonna use no fingers, but I mean, there's some creative, cartels that do some things. So I'm just saying, family should get the choice. It might be around Halloween, you never know. But so with this situation, man, as everyone knows, my approach with this stuff, we've never been seen, as being human. We still aren't seen as being human. So it's not the first time, it's not the second time, it won't be the last time that this happens, uh, or that it'll be publicized like how it is. It's happening every day. Some stories just aren't never told. Uh, it's not good. It's not right, and I feel like she's waiting for him. And she gonna get hers, and you know, but it's man, shit ain't never right. It's never right for nobody. And yeah, yeah. But talk to us, Tony.
uh, y'all know me. I don't like to blame racists, and I kind of reviewed the video myself. Again, I
Yeah,
agree
what
with
you see?
both
Cause
of y'all
I
here.
ain't watch it. I
Yeah,
don't watch
watch it.
none of that.
I
Yeah, I
know.
don't watch
I'm
none
not
of our
trying to get
people
into it either.
get murdered. I don't know. I don't watch none of that. I don't watch them even getting harassed for the most part. Like, yeah, fuck all that shit.
No. So I agree that the officer was indeed in the wrong, but I just don't feel that the killing was a race related killing. I don't feel like he went in there with the intention to kill a black lady. But that's just my opinion, and it's two sides of the fucking coin. So everybody see and think what they want to think. But um, yeah, it's always bad when well, anybody dies, really, not just black people, but anybody fucking dies to the hands of somebody else. That's not how we're supposed to leave this earth. Or I could say that, but we don't know God's plan. So
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
has a time and shit like that, but that shit just feels wrong.
Not for sure.
um
Not for
and like
sure.
I said,
Yeah.
I don't think the shit was race related at all. Not me watching the video, not at all. I watched that video like 4 or 5 times, just trying to analyze it myself to see what the fuck I see and what I hear. You get what I'm saying? And I don't see racist, but at the end of the day, it was a white man killing a black lady, and a lot of people, even if a lot of people, especially from the camera angles, a lot of people look at that like, oh, they killed her for no reason. It's fair. It's fair to say that is a fair statement. She was killed for no reason, although she did throw a pot of boiling water at
They
the
should
officers.
did it. I thought she didn't throw it. I thought it was just on the
No, she
stove.
threw the pot of boiling water. That she set
Just
that bitch
watch that
down. It
video.
was on the stove. She went down, and then when the cop got closer, she went back up. She grabbed the water and she tossed it to him. And you could see the pot in the. I could show you a screenshot. I was watching.
Yeah, but I still like that's even with that. It's
It's
like
still wrong
yeah,
because
it's
I
like
don't
because
feel like he should have had a gun drawn.
not
Could
at
have had a
all.
laser drawn or anything else. You know what I'm
Like the
saying? You
taser
didn't have
first.
to shoot this lady.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You did
That's
not
why.
have to shoot this
That's
lady, and that's why I say it's wrong. But
yeah,
at the same time, he was on the defense, and she was like, it was a situation.
yeah. That's but there ain't no excuse for that, dude. Because it's like
No, it's not.
that's
It's
why
wrong,
most
but I
that's
don't
why
think it's
most of these
racist.
people like I feel like it is only because the this the whole idea of domestic violence when they respond to it being a black family or a black couple, they're always more hostile, even more hostile, when it comes to just any call about us.
Right.
So
In the video though, when they first approached, they were having conversation, and it was like conversation. Nothing was serious. Nothing was hostile.
yeah, but you know how they always do that undertone like that
And
that
then they
that
would have left
fucking
twice. They
yeah.
would have left. They would have just walked away twice. But she kept saying that she didn't know whose vehicle that was in her driveway, and they called her or she called them to,
So
I
what was
think,
it? Was they were at the door? They had knocked and shit.
yeah,
It was your
they got a
crib.
call from her
What happened?
saying, hey, there might be somebody in this
No, I'm
area
saying
or
the
something.
cops. Did they knocked on the door and they was like standing in front of each other?
Right. They knocked on the door. They were standing in front of each other. They spoke, and then they walked away and started searching, around the house again, looking around the house,
So
making
they
sure
came.
nobody
Hold
was
on. So
there.
they came in the house,
They were in the
Afterwards, yeah,
house.
the second time.
but
The second time they came to her, and they came in the house. I
so what?
don't
They
really
walked away from the
recall.
door and then came back to the door.
They were walking around the house nighttime with their flashlights,
No, I'm
looking.
saying so the initial first knock on the door. They knocked on the door.
Uh
They
huh.
said, "Hey, we heard that you was there because it was a domestic violence, right? Call or something."
No, it
Uh,
was because she
she
thought
just said,
somebody was in her house or around her house. So she's like, "Hey, I think somebody's over here," type shit. I don't know the words that they use, but that's the
"Yeah,
basis of it. Hey, I
got
think
it,
somebody's in my home. Somebody's around my
got
home.
it." So they were
So
searching and shit.
they were searching around the house, and they asked her about this black car that's in her driveway. And this black car that's in her driveway, she says, "I don't know. Oh, that's not my car." She says they brought it over here, but that's not my car. And then they're like, "Okay, well, who the fuck is, you get what I'm saying?" Not they're looking around like, who the fuck else could it be? So they're searching around. I forgot what brings them in the house, but they get to the inside of the house, and they're sitting on the I believe they were sitting on the couch, or no, she was sitting on the couch, and they were standing, and they were
They were
asking her
standing.
for her for her ID, and she's like, well, I got some paperwork, and they're like, well, no, let's do one thing at a time. Let me get your ID so we can get out of here, and then if you want to show me some paperwork, and then you can show me that paperwork afterwards. So she's searching for her ID or whatever, and then the other officer hears the pot on the stove in the kitchen, and the pot on the stove in the kitchen is making that like the sound when water is boiling and shit like that. And he's like,
Mm.
"Hey, there's a pot on the stove over there. We don't want a fire in here. You might want to get that." And she gets up and she goes to the kitchen and she gets the pot off the stove, and then the officer take a couple steps back, and then the lady is like, "Well, where you going?" And he was like, "Well, I'm trying to get away from your boiling water." And he's laughing. And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." At this point here, that's where shit got crazy, because now he's like, or at least I know if it was me, I'd be like, well, why are you rebuking me type shit? And she says again, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And dude said, no, the fuck you don't. And this is where I feel like he's wrong at. He said, no, the fuck you don't. I'll shoot you in the fucking face. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
that's where he's wrong. He's wrong
Oh
for his
wait.
fucking words. He's wrong for the gun that he pulled out. But
He's ready to do all of that just over something she said. Let's just point that
Yeah,
out.
but that sound crazy. That whole situation. It
yeah,
sound
this just
and it
sounds
sound.
crazy.
Yeah.
And they asked her at the door, did she have some type of mental issue or something like that? They was trying to be sure because they called her, or she called them, but she was like, hey, when he knocked on the door, it took her like fucking 5 minutes to answer the fucking door. He asked her why she, takes so long to answer. But when she answered, she was like, oh, don't hurt me. And he's like, hey, you called us. We're not here to hurt you. You called us. So back to what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after he went to go, after she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," he pulled out a gun and he was like, "No, you don't. I'll shoot you in the fucking face." And then he drew the gun, and then she ducked down, and then he went over to see what the fuck she like. To my opinion, I believe that he walked over to see what the fuck she was doing, and then when he got closer, she just came up with the pot of boiling water, and she tossed the boiling water at him. And at that point, I feel like, you ever been in the car in a car and you got pulled over by the cops, and the cops got their gun drawn. One cop on the right side got his gun drawn, the other one on the left side like, give me your ID. You got your hands up and you're like, hey, okay, I'm gonna reach for my ID. I'm gonna move slow. I'm gonna reach for my ID. Just don't. You're gonna move slow and you're gonna try to be,
Telegraph your shit.
cautious of right,
Yeah.
right. If you did this, like if you just went fast and started doing some shit, that cop is going to pull the trigger because they don't know what the fuck you're like. That's it's
Yeah,
not normal.
yeah, yeah. But at the even same, I didn't know that was the story. But even
Uh-huh.
then, it's like how you said, it's not okay. Like these,
Right.
they
It's
they, they
definitely
should
not
have
okay.
they should have had it like how they were saying a long time ago to give these weak motherfucking scary ass motherfuckers some actual training on how to assess a danger like a
So
situation and how to react
right,
non-lethally to a
right, right,
non-lethal an attack.
right,
Like
right,
you cannot be this fucking pussy to do your job. This is not the
right.
job for you. Go be
I
a
agree.
trash man. Like
Definitely a bad cop. A bad cop, bad training. I said every action that he took was the right action, just the actions, but his words were not right. And the gun that he pulled, his weapon of choice shouldn't have been a gun. It should have been a taser. If it was a taser and she threw a pot at you and you pulled that taser because of reaction, at least all she did was like nobody like lost a life. You get what I'm saying? So bad cop, and then they looked into his history, of course, and of course, he had a record or doing bad things or whatnot, but
He
just a
had
bad
two
cop.
DUIs as well.
Just a
as
bad
far as
cop.
like what
He said
what now
DUIs.
He has
what's
two
his record?
DUIs.
What's his record against black people?
No, it was just no, no. At least that's not what I heard. No,
I
if it
All I
mean,
was
heard
shit,
was
against
that
two
was
black people,
DUIs.
and then I would have been like, oh, I would have been on your side here. Like, oh, that shit might have
yeah.
been racist if you
Nah,
looking
but
into
nah,
the
Tony,
history.
I gotta tell you, you're wrong because I think that everything that cop did was 100% wrong. Before I make my point, let's acknowledge that police get some type of initial training and extended training on dealing with civilians, whether it be hostile situations, whether it be mental health situations, whether it be just, calm and subtle situations where they got to engage. These
Mhm.
people are trained on these encounters with these people.
Right.
That woman was not. That cop said, "No, I won't. I'll shoot you in the face."
His words were wrong. Right.
I'm ducking and getting ready to throw hot water on you too. The same because at that point, just to me saying that, you ready to kill me?
That's
That's
not
how I'm
true.
looking at it,
You won't do that. Not. I don't believe that at all. I believe that
bro.
if you had your hands
Bro,
up and the police had guns pointed at you, you would not be doing any
if you said the
movements out of
Cowboys are your
ordinary.
favorite team, it don't even matter what you said. Yo, the Cowboys are my favorite team. No, they're fucking not. I shoot you in your face. Are you trained on how to respond to that as a police officer?
Are you trained on how to respond to what? Say that one more
Do
time.
you have any training in any hostile situations like that?
As an officer?
No, as a human being engaging in a hostile situation with another human being. Do you have any extensive training on that?
Yeah, beat their ass.
No. I didn't ask you what you do.
What's the training? What kind of training you get as a regular human being?
Ass whooping.
No. So what I'm saying is that the civilians are not the professionals. The police officers are.
Right,
for sure.
right.
And just
Supposed
because
to be.
somebody's always doing
Supposed
some
to
It's a
be.
bad
shit,
officer.
don't mean shoot. It don't always mean shoot.
Right, that's a bad officer. That's what I'm saying. I agree with.
Listen, I saw the video. I saw the police officer say to the woman, "Listen, I done went around your house. I done checked the car. I done doubled back. It's clear as day that the police officer did everything, and he could see that her mind is not right. And you can see from that video there was some type of mental health issue. I have no extensive training. Neither do you. You could clearly see it as day, as regular civilians. This is a police officer. This is two male police officers in one woman's house.
I get this, but I feel like what you're leaving out is she attacked. She may have not been. She is crazy. We could say. Well, I don't want to say she's crazy, but she may have had some mental issues.
Let me
but she
ask you a
attacked
question,
while guns were
investigator.
drawn at her.
Let me ask you a question, investigator Tony.
Investigator Tony.
Who acted in a hostile manner first?
Words again. I said that the guy's words were out of order.
Not talked.
Who acted first
in a hostile manner first?
Well, the guns
engagement of hostility.
The guns being drawn. That's always going to happen in a cop situation.
And then you expect, but he's the professional.
But he's also trying to protect himself. She said, at this point, it sounds like
he's trying
hold on, Tom. Let me finish.
Listen,
my point.
I'm pausing.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
I'm gonna let you
Let
finish.
me finish my point.
Hold on, let us finish. Let us finish so he can get it out.
I need let me get it out. I just want to repeat one thing he said and let him keep going.
Go ahead.
She said something to him, and then he pulled his gun out. Keep going. Keep going. She said something to him. She didn't do anything. She didn't move or react, and she said something to him.
All right, but there's something that's out of the ordinary. That's not. You can't say if you were in a situation, Tone, and the cop was there. Would you say I would shoot you in the fucking head? How do you think the cop won't pull their gun out after that? It's words. They feel threatened.
Exactly. So what do you want? What do you want that black lady to do in her house by herself with two white police officers with guns pointed at her?
Listen, we all agree that it was a bad cop, but I don't think it's racist.
She got no choice but to get in that floor and get that water. Let's think about it like that. You a black man. You done seen all the black trauma that we got to go through with police. You got two white men with a gun aimed at your head. You already think you're dead from what you've been seeing in the world. Let's go back to what we saw about with success. We go for what we see in the world, right? What have you seen with white police officers with guns drawn at black men?
Too serious for me. You ain't too serious for me right now. You taking that shit to the heart. I'm just giving my observation based off the conversation.
I apologize.
You going way too far.
But let's
brother.
I'm gonna step out of my emotion. We're gonna step out of our shoes, all of us.
Right.
All right. From what we have seen in America as black men.
Let's not use America. Let's use that scenario because that scenario is what we're talking about. Every scenario is different.
I'm not changing the fabrication. It's in the same country, bro. I'm not changing anything.
It's in the same country.
It's in the same country. This shit is not in fucking Europe. This is in the same country.
B&B. Black. Okay.
No, like real shit. Like what? How many times have you seen police officers, preferably white? I'm using the same situation.
I've seen that a lot of times. A lot of times. But what I'm saying is that scenario did not show me a racist scenario.
Right there. In that scenario, you don't think that person already dead? You don't think there's anything
she would have been fine already twice. Bro, they tried to walk away twice.
They
were worried about her safety.
Bro, I've seen a black kid run away from that and still get shot at. Guns were already drawn at him.
You're throwing different scenarios into the situation with different people.
What?
Like this man is one man. You can't take
Because
him
there's
and
multiple situations where
you
but
police
got
will
it.
Tone,
have guns
but
aimed
You
at
Tone,
got
someone.
it.
Yeah,
Tone, what parts of the, what parts of the video did you see this other situation that were, that was like out racist?
Right.
Just to
no,
point it
no,
out,
no, 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 no. It's to me, it's not about race.
okay,
And
so
It's
that's
not
you're
what I
about
was
agreeing,
race.
saying
so
then.
you're agreeing with everybody. That
No,
it's just
no. I'm putting y'all in a picture to where I'm painting a picture because it's the same picture. It's not about race. I'm painting the same picture in my parable as what actually happened. It was in America. It was a white police officer and it was a black person. I'm not making anything up in this parable. This is actually happening. How many times have you seen a white officer in America with a gun pointed at a black man and they just take their gun and just put it back away? How many times has that happened that you know
no,
about?
for sure. Yeah, the aggression always gonna be there with us
I
because
know a few
the view on
really.
us.
I'm still here, so I know a few scenarios where officers put their gun back in their holsters. But that is outside of this conversation. Again, this conversation is a specific officer and a specific lady and a specific situation. It doesn't go, or you can't stretch outside of that. If you stretch outside of that, then you're fucking reaching.
I worded it wrong. Is it fair to say this? Is it fair to say that in America, from what we have saw, all of us collectively, is it fair to say that if a police, and I got to use the race here, I'm not making it about race, but it's the same picture. Is it fair to say that if a white police officer has guns aimed at a black person, the chance of death is very high, whether they retreat
Yeah.
or they don't?
I mean, just us going outside every day.
Is it fair to say if a gun is aimed at a black man from a white police officer, you might as well deem yourself dead already?
I wouldn't say
Is it
that
fair to
far,
say
but
that?
I would
I
say
wouldn't
that
say
the
that either.
chances are high.
And you're throwing it from all officers. Black officers are the same way. They're trained by the same fucking people. I believe black officers are the same way in that
There's
same
some
fucking system.
and sometimes even worse because they're trying to live up to that hype of that being that them white officers in that
I've
system.
seen bad black police officers. I've seen them.
Yeah, I feel like it's the whole system. I feel like that
it's the system, yeah.
But,
yeah, it
but
ain't even.
What I will say is they not out here smoking motherfuckers. They'll take a black person
Nah,
and really
they are.
mistreat them, rag them.
They are.
They'll be excessive, punching them in the face when they don't even got to do that.
I've seen that. It's the same.
A black officer.
It's the same thing as like
me and a couple black officers got into it. I thought one was gonna shoot my ass at one point in time.
I seen that too.
Yeah, it was. I feel like it's just like how it was, in back on the plantation where the overseer would be a black person and
the house nigga.
And not just him. No, he was the overseer, the motherfucker who actually like the guy was like, hey, he's gonna watch out for y'all.
The more privileged black man.
Well, only because yes, but only because he had this authority, and I feel like people like that, similar to a black person in the cop system, they go extra hard just to show the boss, like, hey, I got these motherfuckers, I will fuck them up for us. Like I live and die for this shit. I'm one of the good. You feel me? So
I'll fuck all these niggas up for you. I've seen that.
yeah.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
Have you seen a black officer?
I don't watch the shit, so I mean, I know it's true though. It has happened.
We not online all day watching and looking for the shit, but I've never seen it. I've never seen like a black officer have a gun aimed at a black person, and that black person run away and they just start shooting at him. Like
again, programming.
I've seen a bunch of.
You only see what they want you to see.
Yeah,
it's not programming. Yeah, maybe
that's definitely programming because
you think you saw Sonya Massey.
All right, so if that's programming, why do they want us to see it?
Because just like how they did back then,
answer that greatly.
They'll lynch somebody and they'll bring back his balls, his dick in a jar, and they'll bring back pieces and say, look what I did to your motherfucking people. You see what I did to him?
Is that a form of?
But that's the most extreme. Other ways,
you know me. I go extreme and I reach a little bit. Is that a form of lynching?
At first, I only add racism to this because it's a system that comes from racism, and the people that join into it, whether you're black or white, it's evil, and in that evil is racism. So I don't believe every white cop or every black cop is out there saying, "Hey, I'm about to murder a black person today."
Some niggers.
But they're part of the system where they have been subconsciously and consciously, images and stories have been put into their head to pump them up, to get them scared of people they shouldn't be scared about. So so everything is pumping on them. So being part of that system and knowing that for the white people, I feel like yes, there is some racism in them, but I don't. With this situation, I didn't know the whole. I didn't know nothing about it like that. I say it's racist, but I don't know as far as I can't speak. I can't speak.
We could even skip that. Let's skip that. Let's skip race.
But I know she waiting for that motherfucker. Like, boy, I'm torturing that motherfucker.
That shit was wrong for real.
Her guy gonna be like, here's the sand blaster.
It's two men who are way more muscular and superior, and you have to take someone's life because you don't want hot water to touch you.
We agreed that shit was wrong, bro. He's so serious.
Yeah, but that was my
so it's just crazy.
I know you was kind of aiming at.
I tell you what else I seen. I seen a white kid shoot up a whole school. I'm gonna tell you two different examples that I seen. I seen a white kid shoot up a whole school. I saw the police. What's the term they use? Unarm him or whatever. And I seen them give that kid McDonald's while he was in a holding cell. I seen another white guy with a knife in his hand. Police officer had the gun out on him. He's like, "Go ahead, do it, I dare you." He's walking with him with the knife. The police officer's backing up, circling around him, not shooting him, as this white man's walking at him with a knife in his hand. "Go ahead, do it, I'll fucking kill you." Police officer just keeps backing up, then they end up unarming him as well.
But that's proper training.
Right there,
that's
proper training. That's fucking proper training. And I see that with a lot of black people, that rule does not apply. Now, I know there's a point in time where they consider us 3/5 of a man and all of that. And that just brings me to this question. Why is it okay for the picture to be painted? Because obviously we could all agree that there's programming involved and they show what they want to show, right? So why in this country is it okay to traumatize black people by them innocently being killed? I mean, we spoke about a police officer on another guy's neck before, and they got reports, and they say this and they say that. I mean, we seen a little kid with Arizona and Skittles and a hoodie get on. Oh, he was intimidated, and I shot at him. I've seen a little kid playing with a toy gun in a park, and I saw police officers drive by like they do in Cali. They did not stop the car or anything. They drove by and shot the little kid. That kid is my son's age, yo. I've seen that. So my question to y'all is, why is it okay? Why is no one being held accountable in these actions? I mean, we're still human beings. We still breathe the same air. We still got the same eyes, the same nose, 2 ears, 2 arms, 2 legs. We're fucking human. We just have a different color complexion. Why is it okay for black people to have to deal with this and see this every day? Like, how do you feel like you're protected as a human being in your community, where if you make a call and something happens at your house, you could possibly be killed? Because that's what we literally saw in this video. She called the police over there and she ended up being executed. That's what happened. Like, fuck everything in between. Fuck her saying what she said. Clearly she has some mental health issues. Clearly these police officers need more training. They obviously need training. But clearly they knew they were the more empowered men there. They had 2 guns. She had a pot of hot water. It's the action. If me and my friend have, or my fellow police officer have 2 guns at someone, I'm me personally, I'm not in fear of hot water. I know I could kill this bitch if this shit burn me too much. I might personally take that burn or try to, me personally, because I know that I could end her life if my life is really in danger. I clearly see it's hot water. I clearly know if it gets on me, I'm gonna get burned. Not gonna die. Not gonna lose a limb. My heart's not gonna stop beating. My brain's not gonna stop working. I know I'm gonna get some type of burn, but I will be fully functional. And I have training.
Bro, talking.
I'm noticing. No, I'm making a point.
No red light.
I'm just reflecting on making a point.
No red light.
Yo, listen, it's something that I'm seeing in. I'm not even gonna say white. I was about to, but what I'm seeing with police officers to where it's like this unwritten rule, like before a cop could get scratched on his face, it's okay for him to take that person's life. And that's just like
It's fear, it's lack of training, it's lack
universally
of
wrong.
being in situations, in those situations. It's all just lack. It's they haven't been properly trained. They've never been in the situations. They're scared of black people. It's just all those fucking things combined. You got something
And
to
a
add?
lack and a lack of seeing humanity. Because if you did, once you assess it, you see she don't have no lethal weapon. Come on, man. It's like you got to see
Well,
people as
what
people,
are you
man.
scared of?
You feel
What are
me?
you in fear of?
Yeah,
That's what
just
I
see
said.
people as
What the
people,
fuck was you
man.
scared
She
of?
was skinny as fuck too. I just watched the video. She's skinny as fuck.
Yeah. Now, if
It's
it was
two
me,
grown ass
you
men in
burn
there
me,
with
I'm gonna
guns.
fuck you up a little bit. I'm gonna hit you with a
Right,
little
I'm gonna
quick
fuck you up
combo,
a little
quick
bit.
combo,
That's why I say he took the right
little quick
actions as
combo.
far as like he took the right actions. He drew the wrong weapon, but he pulled the trigger at the time he should have pulled the trigger if it was a taser. You get what I'm
Now
saying?
I would
But
have
for
just did some John Wick on. I would have kicked
he
her in her
jumped
big.
across
Let
it,
me tell you
kicked
something.
her.
Let me tell you
I would
something.
have kicked her in her big
That
toe.
man, that
Would
man
have
had
pulled her by her
intent to kill.
nose
That
and
man
pushed
had
her.
intent to kill.
I don't
If
believe that.
someone, she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and his response was pulling out a gun and aiming it at her.
Yeah, but I don't think that he had intent to kill. I don't think that if she threw the pot. I don't think that the trigger gets pulled. If she didn't throw the
Bro,
pot, I don't think that the trigger gets pulled.
I've never seen someone pull out a gun with no intent to kill, especially a
They were
police
protecting
officer.
themselves. They felt threatened at the time. If you feel threatened at the time as a cop, you're going to pull out a gun too. That's only common sense. Although I feel like he should have pulled out a taser in this situation. He shouldn't have pulled out a gun. Should have pulled out a taser. It was close enough. They're in a small ass house. It's a small ass lady. She clearly
There
isn't
was
like
no way.
looking to
There
hurt
was no way that
anybody.
lady. There was no way that lady was killing one of them.
Right. There's no way that she's killing. Not
But
even with
they
the hot
used
water.
they, but they used the
Not even with the
force
hot
as
water.
if yo. Both the cops shot
Right.
at her.
No, that's not
Not,
true. It was
bro.
only
I
one
gotta
cop
watch
that
it
shot.
again. I only
Yeah.
watched it once. I could be wrong.
Yeah, the
But
other cop got in the way. He got in front of the other cop, and when he pulled the trigger, the other cop, if he would have pulled the trigger, he would have shot the cop. So he only one cop shot, and it was the cop that they, did pulled the, his
what do you think?
background from and shit like that. But yeah, we can agree that it was just that's a fucked up ass situation. She shouldn't have lost her life, especially with she's only fucking 36 years old.
Torture
But
chamber.
mhm.
Torture
Torture chamber.
chamber. Put that nigga on a goddamn big ass
My
piece of
thing is,
sandpaper and make him
yeah,
fucking
man. People gotta be held accountable, man. You
put
can't just
itching
be
powder on
making
his
these
back, nigga.
mistakes. You can't be making these mistakes, taking people's lives, and
Taking
just
people's
walk away with a
lives.
slap
Yeah,
on your wrist.
yeah, I
You know what I
agree.
mean, you gotta be suspended with no pay for at least half a year, something. I don't know, something.
Nah, I feel
But they
like
don't even
if
get
you
that.
take
They
somebody's
don't even
life,
get that half
like
the
then
time.
her family should like he should become their slave, or at least
That's a fact.
or at least like slave for half of a year for the rest of his life, and his for the other half that they don't got him, they garnish some of his check that goes to them, like or his family.
Okay.
Like it should be something that makes up some type of difference, even though there is nothing that can make up that difference.
Right,
But
for a
it
whole
should be
life. Yeah.
something like you feel me, like or
Yo,
just
Some type
torture
of
him, just
medium or
torture him,
something.
just torture
there's
him.
two things that he said that just made me feel like, yo, that was just fucked up. But he had said, I will shoot you. He said, no, you won't. I will shoot you in the fucking face. That's one thing. And then after he
Professional.
shot her,
He's the professional.
after
How
he
do you
shot
respond
her,
like that?
and he was talking to the cops after they had showed up, um, he was like, fucking bitch is crazy. What did he say? He said, I said something about he shot her, but he shot a fucking crazy bitch or some shit like that. He's like the bitch was fucking crazy or some shit like that after when he was speaking to the other cops. So I feel like those two things, if when it comes to the court system, the court is going to look at that like, nigga, that was intent because you said these two things. I don't, me viewing it myself, I don't feel like it was intent. I feel like that was, hey, I would shoot you. I tell my son all the time, nigga, I would punch you in the fucking face. Like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I will punch you in the fucking face.
But you
So,
mean it though, right?
right,
You
right,
mean
right,
it though.
right.
All right,
And
and
that's
I
where
believe
and
that
that's
also
where he
means with
fucked
that
up at
too.
is he
So
said it
is
even I don't feel like he
so
meant it,
so
but he
so
said it and
what's
did it.
so is there a difference from, like how you said it and you meant it? So does he have to say it out loud first for his intent to be that, or can his
While he's
intent
a
be that and he
professional,
just say,
Your
"Fuck it,
intent
I'm
could
gonna
be
tell
that,
you too,
right?
and I'm gonna
Your
tell you."
intent could be that, yeah. Your intent could be that without you saying it. You get what I'm saying? But the whole thing I say, the whole reason I say that his intent wasn't to kill this lady, is because when he first got there, if he wanted to kill this lady, the whole fucking I don't know how long he was there, but he checked outside her house for, he
he
knocked on
was
her
doing
door,
his
talked to.
job. He was
He was
doing
doing
his
his
job.
job. He was doing his job, and it didn't get to that point up until he felt threatened. I don't know if I would have felt threatened with those words, but I could see how somebody could feel threatened with those words. And
And
because
then again, what if he
How
was
does
just casing
boiling
the?
hot water threaten you?
Yeah, but what
but
if this
that
scenario?
wasn't the threat.
What
The
if he
threat
was just?
was just I rebuke you in the name of fucking Jesus. And he's confused. You get what I'm saying? I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. He's confused and kind of taking that shit as a threat. We don't know what's next, but we're kind of taking it as a threat now. We on alert. And that's all it is. The hot water wasn't
God,
the threat.
words hurt so much. Oh my God. Let me pull my gun
This
out
nigga super
and
What if?
kill
emotional.
you. Oh
What
my
if?
God. She said, I
I
rebuke you
feel
in the
you,
name
Tone,
of
man.
Jesus.
What?
Oh my God. Now I
What if?
gotta kill her. Like,
What if
what are
this
we
was like?
talking about?
What if this was like some a real spiritual battle between a god and a demon,
Yeah,
and
it could have been.
Oh,
It
you
could
feel
have
shit,
me?
I
been.
was thinking about that. Thank you,
You feel me?
son.
Like, and she was getting attacked by demons, and who shows up? More demons, and she sees it and says, I rebuke it. She tried to exorcise the demon, and he got the best of her this time. I mean, shit. I seen this shit in.
She trying to
I
get
seen
rid of
this.
that demon.
I seen this shit in Supernatural all the time. So I mean,
Right.
I'm just saying, and I feel like she waiting on her get back. You feel me? Now she ain't got no limits on her,
It was
and
clear she
that
had
that
something
revenge about to.
mentally wrong with the lady.
But
It
then
was
again,
something.
paint it how you paint a picture of the information that you know and you don't know. I mean, it says a lot. So who's to say
Mhm.
she was? Maybe there was
Don't
something
worry.
actually like
Give him
she's
Well,
four.
they
Give him
said
scaring
four,
her.
that
five
she was.
weeks. They gonna give it
There
5
was
weeks.
some
They gonna
new
say she was high off
some shit on there
Adderall.
talking about that she had some. I can't remember the term, but schizophrenic something. I don't remember
Or
the
she had a
last
real
word.
medical condition
Yeah, yeah.
documented and shit.
And
Oh,
she
so
said
she
she
was
took her
already wait.
medication too.
She was
And the
already diagnosed. She was already diagnosed, and she was on her meds.
she said she took her medication when they asked her, "Hey, are you on any type of medication or anything like that?" She was like, "Yeah, I took my medication." And they're like, "Okay." Again, I forget how they end up in the
See,
house, but it was
see,
clear that she was
So
on some
they
type
know
of.
that,
that she's bugged out. They know that.
yeah, because that does go on
That's
your
crazy.
profile. So I mean, with that being said, I mean, they should have had it should have been way more calm, man. It should have been
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
If y'all already know ahead of time, that was intent, bro. That's intent. If y'all already know that y'all you don't have
They
the
did their
scary
job. They tried
motherfuckers
to
go
walk
there.
away twice. They tried to get
Hell
out of there
no.
twice. They
You
were
call
doing their job.
CC or whoever it is, CCP or whoever the fucking special people for that county or wherever she was at. You call them and say, hey,
Bad
he
training. Bad
yeah,
training is what I'm.
not
That's what I'm
trained.
saying is they either weren't trained to work with people mentally, or they. I don't think they had too much training
Yeah,
at
I
all.
don't know. They
I don't
couldn't
think
I'm gonna
have.
they.
say
They
this.
couldn't have.
I'm
I
gonna say
thought that
this.
they. When I watched the video, I was like, these look like fucking amateur fucking cops. It's like I
Yeah,
feel
because
like
they should have
they
been
weren't
left.
trained.
Once they seen it was bullshit, why did they just leave? Like you're wasting your time there. Like, all right, this lady has mental issues. She called. You don't want to the front, the back. It's all bullshit. She told you she's on medication. All right, ma'am, have a nice day. Here's the number for blah 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 blah, or whatever the case may be. Why did they even stay there?
What they say is they were saying that they were there because it's practice for the cops to get the ID and do some type of I don't know what type of report or whatever that they had to file. But they were saying that it was standard. That was a standard thing.
All right, and they saw her ID. Why are they still there?
They didn't get her ID. They were
They didn't get
asking
her
for it.
ID.
No, they were
Okay.
asking for And they kept asking for her, like, hey, just give me your ID so we can get out of here. And she's like, well, I got paperwork right here. You want to see this paperwork? And he's like, no, you can show me that afterwards.
At a time, show me ID.
Right, right.
Moral of the story is that there's no real threat there, in my opinion. I don't see why. I don't see. Let's go with the facts. She clearly admitted she had some type of mental condition going on, so that was already established between both parties in the engagement. Right. She knew herself that she had mental issues. Mm-hmm. She admitted it to the police. Mm-hmm. You understand? So if she's telling you that she is, and then she says something wrong, how do you initially take it as a threat? Now, if I don't have any mental issues or you don't see any signs of it, and I just say I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Okay, this guy is saying, he's saying this. Is he threatening me? There's nothing wrong with him. Is he about to get hostile with me? But when there's people with, some type of mental health issues, it has to be some type of grade there to where there's extra steps taken. That's what I'm saying.
If it's anything, how they should say, how they should teach them, and it should just be common sense. If a motherfucker say some weird shit, hey, it's time for you to get to a safe position and call the right people. This is a cry for help. That's what they saying. They saying help me. So you need to.
Shit, what if you get a situation where somebody's crazy and say some weird shit and then pull out a gun?
I mean, that's a different situation. Then you have to assess it.
That's like the biggest difference right there. You
pull your shit out like you're supposed to protect yourself. You back up until you can get some cover, and you speak from a distance. And
but do you pull your weapon out before you get the gun, or before they get the gun, or after they get the gun?
I mean, if you see them going for something, you prepare yourself. You prepare yourself. You assess the situation while still backing up. As soon as they say something crazy, you say that's help. Now you already know that this could go from here to here. You don't know what it is. So as soon as they say it, help, you start backing up, get you some cover, look around for your cover, and you get to a position. You protect you prepare yourself for the worst.
They should have just left.
Yeah, but
they should have just left. They were right by the door. They could have just walked the fuck out and left the situation.
And call for the right people.
He had his gun drawn. He looked over at her. He clearly saw her with a pot of water on the floor. And then when she did, or whatever it was that she had on the floor, it wasn't a fucking gun. It wasn't a weapon.
No, she didn't. Yeah, I don't know what the hell she had on the floor. If she had something on the floor, but
she came up and
she came up and grabbed the pot and tossed it over.
So she playing hide and seek and shit.
So he had guns at her. She was on the floor with nothing, and in her defense, she got up, turned around, and got a pot of hot water. And they saw her going for a pot of hot water.
No. She didn't turn around. She grabbed it while coming up. So she I can't get up and show you right now, but if you go back and watch the video, you'll see why she comes up. She grabs the pot right off the stove and tosses it at the officers. And his, I believe it's his left arm, while he got the gun extended over his body cam. You have to kind of watch it in slow motion, but you can actually see the pot of boiling water coming at the officer on the body cam. His arm is kind of blocking it, but you could definitely see it. And then at the end, he was saying, hey, I didn't know what else to do. And that's what he was saying. I didn't know what else to do. I wasn't going to take a pot of boiling water to the face. And he just didn't have any fucking training. He didn't know what the fuck to do. I don't think it was racist, but he was just a fucking bad cop. And they definitely need fucking training, or better training than what the fuck they've been getting.
Sure.
They just taking motherfuckers' lives for nothing, for nothing.
Yeah, that's why I say in the overall of it, I feel like it is. But in this certain situation, I feel like just certain specifically, I feel like it was some evil intent. But I don't know. I feel like it's leaning more towards, just an evil motherfucker who didn't know what the fuck he was doing, but being part of that system, I do feel like there is some racism that was embedded into that. But overall, taking the majority of the
Right. I
situation. I
can't
don't think
argue
it
with
was
that.
the
Right. I can't
majority of the
argue with that.
situation.
I feel like most cops are racist. And that's my take, and I don't do the whole colorism shit, but I feel like most cops are racist. But in that situation there, I don't believe that it was just a racist situation. I believe that it was the actions that was taken that caused her
Yeah,
to, yeah.
yeah. I don't think that was a racist situation myself neither. I just thought that I'm putting race in it only because that was a picture. I just want to be clear here that I'm not looking at it like, oh, another black person is killed by a white person. I didn't look at it like that. I can understand why a lot of people do look at it like that, though. My take is not that's not exactly what it is, but it's sad that it's happening to black people. Should it be sad if it was happening to any type of people? You know what I'm saying? So I just think that the fact that it's a black person is just more okay. If this happened to like a Chinese person, the Chinese people would all be together, rallying, doing something, and I feel like that is the biggest issue here and why things like that are happening. So my next question to y'all is: what will it take for Black Americans
And this got to be the
to?
last one, gentlemen. We are.
Yeah, this is it.
It's,
This is it. And what is it going to take for Black Americans to unify in some way, shape, or form to get some type of justice?
I
I
mean,
think that's go ahead, Thomas.
I feel like it's just gonna take for us to start making them systems just like how it's starting on a smaller level where these neighborhoods have the neighborhood watch. Man, it's time to start learning on how to protect ourselves, and then taking that neighborhood watch and creating some uniforms, and then taking the that organization, or making it into like a little organization, a nonprofit that helps the community out, does events and stuff like that, and then turn it into a real law enforcement agency. Whether it has to be uh you know police, it can be to be a protective agency, just like security and shit. It can be security for the neighborhood. Nonprofit, get money to protect your neighborhood, and then keep multiplying that shit, and protecting ourselves, man, because we know what it is out there, and evil has played his hand since we got here, and it's going to continue to play them cards. Evil has played his hand. It's not going to change up. It's not going to switch it up. It's going to continue to play his hand until it's over for it. So I feel like we gotta take that authority and power back over for ourselves.
Repeat your question for me one more time, Tom.
What do you think is going to take for Black people to form some type of unison in a form where where we could demand justice and have the corrective actions taken when things like this happen?
What do I think it would take for us to get justice? Is the answer? I mean, it's the question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question and answer.
Um, well, honestly, I think the whole reason for this, and I think I talked to Thomas about this before, is because of fatherless families. Um, so to answer your question, I think that because with fathers in the household, I don't think that you have a lot of kids out in the streets committing crimes. I don't think that you have a lot of kids uh, just out of place. I think with fathers in the household, good fathers, you raise good children, and that way you don't have to worry about your children going into any system. So I feel like if us as Black people had fathers in the household, or uh, claim our children and fucking be fathers.
Or fatherly
Um,
figures. Shit.
right, right. And then I think that could eventually take, bring the statistics down.
Straight up.
That makes sense.
Straight up.
I kind of think mine's a little, me, I'm the reacher, overthinker. So, I think that the best thing to happen as far as, us as a united, it would obviously take some type of leadership. It would take like a very intelligent Black man, a very well connected Black man. I think it would take both of those. I think that person would have to connect the dots. We had situations like this going on. If we had like Black lawyers who are willing to step up and step in and stuff like that. Maybe represent these families when they're going through this instead of them having to find out how they're gonna pay for the lawyer and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about a bullshit lawyer. If you don't can't afford a lawyer, they'll give you legal aid 9 times out of 10. But when you're a prestige law firm and you have some black attorneys there, I think that stepping up for your people would be a way. And as you guys are talking, I was thinking the real solution to this is having like-minded or people that reside close to that same neighborhood policing them. Now, I already see the problem with that. Oh, a police officer, it will be dangerous for a police officer to live in Queens and be a police officer in Queens. People will know where he lives and this and that. I feel like there's a plus to that. Because you ain't gonna be out here doing all
Corruption
the
too.
huh? It could be corruption
Corruption
too.
too.
But I do believe that if there were people like I said this in episode 3 or 4. I went to like a Jewish neighborhood and I realized that they have their own police driving around. And I think that, you know, if black neighborhoods had something like neighborhood watch or just black police officers who grew up in that, something like that. If we had something like that, I think it would be easier because you could relate more. You could relate more. For example, in New York City, this is facts. I'm in Long Island right now. Right, Long Island is outside of New York City. It's very close. It's right next to it, but it's not the city. So there's a lot of predominantly white people here. They live out here, and then their police officer in the hood in New York City. Just think about it. For example, if you're from this nice neighborhood with white people just like you, and then you're a police officer that's next to all the projects where all these blacks are at, you don't think that they're gonna be more hostile because there's nothing that they're even close to relating to? Do you think that that may be the reason why sometimes things like this are happening?
That could be true. They could also be more scared at the same time, and that can cause a lot of problems as well. So I don't think it's always hostility. It could be the other side too. It could be just being scared. I'm scared of all the
Yeah, but
niggas over
being
there.
scared. Yeah, but being scared causes hostile environments to happen. So
Right,
shit.
right. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So you got a point. But what I'm saying is when they go over there, it doesn't necessarily they're not always hostile. You get what I'm saying? Like you could be scared of the because you're not black and you're in the black environment. Most officers, I believe, do walk through black environments scared with their hand on their gun, probably. But because you're scared, when somebody approaches you, and now, like you just said, it gets hostile because you're scared. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
fear is,
it's
yeah.
yeah. Nah, it'll do it. But man, there's never an excuse for nobody to fear us. They know that's all that shit is trumped up. We the nicest people, and man, we don't be having no ill intent towards nobody unless they doing wrong to our people. Them motherfuckers come to our block parties, come to you feel me? It be all love, man. It just man,
Yo, Tom,
evil will find a reason.
you was in a Jewish place and noticed that the Jewish people got their own Jewish police. What does a Jew look like? Because I thought there were black Jews, white Jews. What does a Jew look like? How do you know it's Jewish
They're all
police?
black Jews. We're
He
the
talking about
original
he talking about
Israelites,
them.
but everybody got to do their own research on that. And let me warn y'all. Let's tread lightly
He
with
talking
what,
about
what,
the
what
Jewish
yeah,
people.
yeah.
He
We're,
talking
we're
about
talking about
Jewish people.
we're talking about Jewish people with an A, or Jewish. Let's just go that way for the rest of this show. Heads up. But yeah, I did see that. I did notice that it was just like a red police car with their
Yeah, now they
Hebrew
got
writing on it.
everything.
But
They
they
got the
but they were white. Like where
hospitals,
I saw them at
everything.
was in Brooklyn. They were white and they wear the kufis or whatever you call it. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Whatever they put on their head, that circular thing.
A small hat.
And yeah, and then they had like these curls going down their left and right here. Always
Okay,
wearing
yeah,
black suits.
we can call those Jews.
Yeah. It was. I was in that neighborhood, and like they had their own school buses. I
The
saw them.
police was wearing that shit too.
No, they have
Well,
their own everything.
I didn't have an encounter
Yes,
with
they
them, so
have
I
their
didn't
own
see their
everything.
uniform.
No, they
But they
have
probably
their
got their
own
own uniform
everything.
too.
They
Yeah, I
do.
didn't even
They
see
have
them.
their own everything. They have their own hospitals. All of it. They're self-sufficient, just like
That's
the
good.
Chinese people have
I'm about
it.
to become a Jew.
Yeah, I mean, everybody but our people have been, been left alone and been able to thrive, but because it's, the biggest fear of America is the black man. So, you know, that's all on purpose to keep us down. Uh, but yeah, we gotta police ourselves, man. Police ourselves, man. Where we
It's a
going with
fact.
it? Where we going with it? Shit, we have given y'all so much, man. I like this conversation. We got to bring back the torture chambers, baby. Torture. I'm putting that on the ballot. If Trump said he bringing back torture, if Trump said he bringing back the torture chambers, I'm voting for Trump.
They were voting for Trump.
If he don't say that, then I ain't fucking with him still. But if he bring back them torture chambers, I vote two
They gonna
times.
yeah. They gonna be like, yeah, we'll open it up. We gonna put a nigger in there right away. Watch.
I mean, shit. Nah, I mean, as long as we can get
They
some people
deserve
in there
it.
that deserve it. I mean,
Right.
no, I ain't saying RP. I'm just saying
Whatever
bring them
it
back,
is, as
bring
long
them
as
back, and we'll figure out the logistics
We'll
of it.
work
Just
it.
bring it
Right.
back,
We'll
yeah.
work it.
Just bring it back. That's all. Because he gonna take it. He like he said he taking away voting and shit. So I'm pretty sure he gonna let the family come in there. Just like he said with one of the executions he went with shit. Let the family come in there. Hey, let us get busy on the person. We ain't gonna kill him. We just going cut his calves off and make him do 100-yard dash or something like. just let us fuck with him, man. But yeah, talk to us, son. What we doing?
yeah, I just wanted to send our condolences to the whole Massey family on behalf of Gaza Conversation, because no matter how much we were serious, I had takes or even possibly joked on this to lighten it up. This is a serious matter, and someone lost their life in the midst of all of this. So just want to send our condolences to that family, because this shit is real life. This shit is not fake. Like I said,
But she an angel.
earlier,
She an
this is
angel.
someone that could have been our older
work ain't
sister,
done.
our auntie, our older cousin.
I mean, she is.
Shit,
all
I-
of that,
I-
and
older.
all that, and more.
She a little younger than me. She a little
all
younger
that
than
and
me.
more.
Like, but yeah, just wanted to send the condolences to their family, and I'm wishing you the best healing and the best luck, and hope that you guys get your justice.
Yep.
So it's about that
This
time,
life
right?
and the nights. Yes, sir. It definitely is about that time.
All right, fellas, it's time for wow words of wisdom.
Words
live.
of
Nigga gave me a
wisdom.
wow.
I'm going
We need a
live.
light. Words of wisdom. Shit. Go ahead.
Can I go first? Always remember. Always, no matter what you do in life, always remember what you're doing it for.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I gotta say.
Yes, sir. Shit. Torture chambers. Trump. If you a real man of justice, come on, man. You want my vote? Come on, man.
Come back, Trump.
You want to make America great again? It was great when they had torture chambers. Not against my people, but them torture chambers. Good idea, wrong execution. But bring the bitches back, we're gonna get it right. We're gonna tweet them bitches. But yeah,
Yes,
learn, y'all. Learn, embrace the shit that's tough. And the next time you come across it, shit, it ain't gonna be as tough, man.
Yes, sir. All I'm gonna say is, all my black peoples out there, males or females, if you feel scared because it's a white officer and they just can't like connect with you in any way, shape, or form, and you have that encounter, ask them to cuff you the fuck up. And then do whatever conversation that you need to do with them, or whatever the fuck has to happen. You are cuffed and you are no longer a threat. What are you gonna do? Kickbox them and knock them the fuck out?
Act
Tell
gay.
them to cuff you up.
Act gay. If you think they gonna shoot you, act gay.
Oh yeah, I like that.
You would,
I
huh?
don't like that.
You would.
But
He got
I think
you.
Thomas is on to something here.
No, but not yet. Just shit. If you really think they about to gun you
listen,
down, They
And
say
if
put
they
your
gun you
hands out the
down, at
window,
least you
put
got
your
the
ass out the
ABC
window.
community to back you up. You got the LBG ABC to back you up, bro.
Yeah.
Word,
Yeah.
justice will get served.
Stick your ass out the
Indeed.
window. Fuck your
Indeed.
hands.
Before we go, there was one question I wanted to hear everybody answer on, but it don't look like Tone never got to it. It was just it's a quick one here. Is if you could hire anyone dead or alive as your mentor, who would it be and why?
Shit. If I could hire anybody, I would hire to be my mentor. Shit. I'll hire Michael Jackson, man.
Michael Jackson. Why?
Yeah. Shit. He had a game plan and taking some shit over. So shit, he was acquiring some power on their level and his level. So
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Hey, I want the game plan.
That's a
You
fact.
tell me what you had planned before you feel me, you got stopped. I want to know that information. You feel me?
What about you, Tom?
No, I don't want you to get killed. But I mean, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a couple that came to my head, but one stuck with me, and that's Dr. Sebi. Because like Dr. Sebi was so like intellectual and like the body. Like he's not I don't even like to call him Dr. Sebi, but I don't know how to like make up a name for what he truly was. But he just understood the body to a T. He understood the body to a T. So I feel like with that knowledge, you know what I'm saying, I could fuck around and clear the whole world. You could save the whole world with the knowledge he has. It's just about going about it a certain way and shit like that. But I do have others in mind, but Dr. Sebi did pop up in my head like right away. Just the knowledge that he had. I mean, I could learn a lot about that from him and probably some other shit as well. Go ahead, Tony. Don't say Donald Trump.
Nah, I had a few here. Thomas took one of mine, R. Kelly. Y'all might see this. I mean, not R. Kelly, but
I ain't say R. Kelly. Hold on. Did I say stuff in the name of
I might see the trend here.
They both controversial.
Said Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So I wrote down a few. I don't know how serious you want to be. R. Kelly.
Did he
Jeffrey
say
Epstein.
Why you Yo, this is coming from a Drake fan, ladies and gentlemen. Keep talking about this is coming from a Drake fan.
It was a true, false, and a lie.
Robert Kiyosaki will be my answer. The author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He just knew how to work the game. He knew the game. Or he knows the game. He's still alive. So that'd be
killed that man.
He said kill him.
You don't know that much.
I killed him.
You don't know that much. They ain't kill him yet. You don't know that much.
Word.
You know a lot. They taking you to fuck off this earth, bro.
You know too much. They taking you off this earth. If you know a lot, as long as you're not using that information to hurt them.
Yeah.
That's true.
Play the game.
Play the game, right.
Or be a martyr.
Shit.
Nah, for sure. Gentlemen, what else, Tom? What else we gonna talk about? Boy, you ain't got no red light this whole episode, boy. You doing better.
Right.
Only thing we gonna talk about is how they're gonna stay tuned for the next episode.
Nah, straight up. Yeah.
And they're gonna hit that like button down there and subscribe. Yep.
And share with your mama's
Yeah, your cousins.
Even
if you ain't fucking with it right now, share it to somebody else. You dig what I'm saying? They gonna tell you about it, you feel me? Just some good conversations, man. Different perspectives. Shit, maybe some things that you done thought about that you just too afraid to put it out there on. Hey, we'll say it for you. You did what I'm saying? So, shit, fuck with us.
Leave that in the comment section. Leave it in the comment section.
Right there. What y'all want us to talk about? What y'all want us to say? I'm pretty sure one of us gonna say it. You're probably thinking about it. So talk to us. Talk to us, baby. Talk to us.
Oh shit. Is that it?
Gentlemen. That is it.
I see it. Daunting conversation, episode 19.
19, y'all.
Benito.